Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals. I'm Mysterious JG. Had a good night's sleep, and it is a new day, and it's time to record more of the Ancient Cave. And by the time I was done recording those last two videos, my throat was actually starting to bother me a bit, so we'll see how this is going to go. This particular enemy type in front of me, really wish I could stun them. Wouldn't really help though. You can't sneak up on them. They only have one sprite. Well, they got two sprites, wings raised and wings down, but they don't like turn left, right, forward, back. They're always facing towards you, you being the viewer, and you can't sneak up on them. And they tend to just home in on you. Although I guess the fiends might have a slightly different movement pattern from the archfiends, but they've got the same sprite. Archfiends just like seem to be able to detect you from really far away, and they just move relentlessly towards you. Brianos. These are another of these enemies that doesn't really have a lot of special attack powers. They just kind of have a lot of hit points, so it's good to kill them with a lethal pick. Fatal pick, whatever it was called. But yeah, that holy healing, that is the stuff right there. They might have a hits everybody earthquake attack, unless I'm thinking of a palette swap version or something completely unrelated. Yeah, it's just a regular old attack that time. Should have sucked some magic out of that thing, actually. She can do that in this turn if these guys even have magic. I think, didn't we establish in the last video that they don't? Yeah. Evil Knights. He's the brother cousin of Good Lance. Lancelot Link, Secret Champ. Well, this really wasn't much of a level, was it? Alright, let's keep going. You see, levels like that seem really good. This one too, super short, but we're not getting any experience out of this, hardly. Which is a bad thing. Two of them in a row there, it's kind of unusual, but... Sorry, turn away, face away, so I can sneak up on you. But I guess not really. Cyrene, nice spelling there, Curse Lifter. Nice spelling, guys who made this game. Surfico, named after like a serial killer. Oh, those guys get multiple attacks per turn. I probably should have showed you that. So they're actually pretty dangerous, relatively speaking. But all they do is straight up physical attacks. Now that we've got both Absorb and a healing spell, might slow things down a bit, apologize for that, but I now have the option of healing up before pretty much every battle, which is really just a good idea. Zerko Sword. That might be better than something that somebody's equipped, but probably not. And seeing as we're not feeding items to the capsule monster anymore, I was getting in the habit of just dropping them. Evil Jewel. I don't think that was a purple item, which means we can't take it with us, but... Looks like it's been a while since I remembered to do that. We'll go ahead and sort it into the rotation anyway, but let's use these items. Because I collected those up and not really realized it, or I would have used them on my party members. Got a miracle. Oh, I keep forgetting to do a sound sync. There's my musical sync thing, folks. So possibly no more singing, unless I get in a Panzer General mood and start singing Tomorrow belongs to me. The Rhine shares its gold with the sea, and something and something and something and something tomorrow. Sorry, stop singing that song's shaking. People get concerned. And I found out that my new computer will not automatically be able to do an awesome job of playing Allied General, which sucks. I was really hoping I could show you the full Allied General experience. Twister. Attack that hits everybody. Probably does less damage than his physicals. Yeah, it really didn't do that much. I was really hoping to be able to show you folks Allied General. I can still probably cobble together something using a freeware version of the game that doesn't have the movies and sound files, and then maybe manually playing the sound files, and the movies may not be able to happen, but I'll be able to do something. And it'll be fun, because I get to be like a raging communist when I play as the Soviets, and get to do goofy British accent too when I play as the British, not as the Soviets. I'll receive my mission instructions from Sir Reginald, the British guy. There we go. Love it when he uses holy energy. So far, absolutely zilcho as far as iris treasures, and very little in the way of purple chest treasures, but what's the word? Thunderbeast. What's the price? 40 East. Cuckery, it's a piece of crap. We can drop the breeze fruit and the cookery, both. Hold on to the evil jewel just in case I got confused and it actually is a purple chest item, but I don't think it is. Is evil jewel crazy blade? I'm going out to race on a crazy blade. I will stop doing this every single time. Maybe what I need to do is just clear out my inventory between videos. You guys can trust me to not record every single moment of this LP. Sly Fox seems to get 2 attacks per turn. But if he just does weak physical attacks, I don't really care. It'd be nice if he did them on the characters whose IP is low, but... And Armor Nail. Armor Nail. British armored monster creatures. I say, you might not be allowed to get to the bottom of this ancient cave. An ancient cave is a British artifact, not to be defeated by a bunch of Yanks like yourselves, because clearly all of you are Americans. You have American names like Max and Salah. What? Kind of a fun experience. New guy who came to Camp Leatherneck, and we went to the British DFAC to eat, just for the hell of it. I was kind of dubious of the idea, because the one time I went to the British DFAC with this guy's predecessor, it was kind of a crappy meal. But we went to the British DFAC, and it was pretty good. I had some beef, like cubed beef in kind of a savory sauce, and mix it in with noodles, and it was really good eating. But he tried to grab 2 different entrees. They do it like cafeteria style, and he grabbed like 2 different things. You sort of ladle out food onto your own plate, and I guess he got 2 different meat dishes, which now the American cheese makes him some trouble. Really hope he doesn't get attacked in the next round. Well, there won't be a next round. Now in the American DFACs, they have people who serve you your food. You never really ladle your own food into your, unless you're going to like the sandwich bar or something. You don't serve yourself. But the British DFACs you do, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. But the American DFACs, you can pretty much ask the usually Asian, like Indian or Pakistan, not Pakistani, but Indian or Bangladeshi or whoever, whatever country they're from. Usually the cafeteria workers are usually from Asian countries for whatever reason, and you ask them to serve up your food, and they'll serve up the food, and they'll give you whatever you want as long as they can fit it on the plate. And sometimes even if they can't, and you'll just have a plate that's like a dripping mess because you asked for too much food. But they never have any problems with serving you 2 different meat dishes. But my associate and friend here grabbed like a little bit of this and a little bit of that and put it on his plate, and this British dude from behind the counter was like, "I ain't about there, mate." It's not quite as bad as all that, but he's like, yeah, You only get to have one main course. Feel free to have all the chips you want. And by chips, and he meant, of course, French fries. But, because of course they have this thing with chips versus crisps and what have you. And, oh man, I'm getting work emails. I thought I was done with this for the day. Sorry, folks. Let me... Well, I probably need to answer that. Let me see. Hold on, folks. Let me answer this very quickly. I apologize. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. People emailing you stuff after work hours are supposed to be over when you've been waiting for emails from them all day during actual hours. Okay, sorry folks. Sent off a quick response there. Alrighty. So, what was I regaling you with? I was telling you about the British guy. I was like, oi! Hold on, hang on a minute there, Yank. I don't know how you do things back in the States. But here in Bastion, we eat like civilized people, and you only have one meal for dinner. You don't get to have 3 dinners on the British taxpayers' dime. We don't even have dimes. What? And it was amusing. At least we've built it up into this big thing. Because the British were like denying him food. Behemoths. We've already got a pallet swap of an enemy from like 2 floors down. These guys, I believe, have some kind of earthquake attack. Now I'm second guessing the response I sent. Should I have stopped and thought about that more carefully so I did, instead of rushing the response so that I could get back to my LP? Probably. Or could I have just waited till the end of the session to respond? That might have been his wisest course. Oh well, we killed the behemoth, that's what's important. You guys are ruining my work life. It's Crow! In the not too distant future, next Sunday AD, there was a guy named Joe, not too different from you or me. He worked at Gizmonic Institute, just another face in the red jumps. Okay, that's over. I remember that Boba the Voltronite years ago had a joke about the fact that there was an enemy in this game called Crow. Because there's also enemies that use an attack that puts you to sleep. It makes this really weird sound effect that goes... So we had this sort of joke... Oh, there's a mystery fan, by the way, pretty awesome. We had this joke that there would be an enemy based on Joel, since there was, of course, an enemy based on Crow. And it would use an attack on you called Sleepy Eye, and that if you were hit by it, you would go to sleep. And it would, of course, go... Cyclopses. Yeah, we'll be seeing those before the game's over. In the main story. These guys will show up as enemies in not too many dungeons from now, I believe. Now, it's too early to really be thinking like this, but it's very important that we have maximum IP when we get to the final boss. Particularly for Guy and Deckard, because I really want to use the... I'm probably going to switch over to the Gades Blade and use Octo Strike against the boss, and if we can use it twice, so much the better. But of course you gotta have full IP to do that. And as you get near the bottom of the ancient cave, you start fighting enemies where you go in there hoping to take a few hits to get to IP, and you risk getting killed outright. So now that I've got magic and to absorb magic and also to heal, I'm gonna probably put a stop to the practice of using IP powers on items to heal my party, like ever. Unless things are desperate. This may be a treasure room. No, it's just 2 enemies tightly packed. Tightly packed to the point where we didn't even get a break between encounters. anybody's still watching this. We're into like well into hour 3 of an ancient cave run here. I'm not sure that this is going to be dragging in boatloads of viewers, but it had to be done. Somebody had to document a run through the ancient cave. I have the privilege to do it myself before anyone else. Unless somebody else did one and it was got a million dislikes from people who didn't even watch it. They just disliked it because they thought it was going to be boring if they watched it, and he took it off of YouTube in shame. Or maybe he was way ahead of his time and he LP'd this game before people were actually doing LPs while the game was new. And Champion, good spell, very good spell to have. Now that we've got Champion and Absorb, feeling pretty good about making it to level 99. I was about to say something silly about Taito or whoever actually made this game. Ah, crap. I got surprised. Taito, whoever actually made this game, like shutting somebody's YouTube channel down before there was YouTube because they were on YouTube showing footage from this brand new and still commercially available game. Sort. Now I'll be spending a lot of turns with her casting Absorb to get the magic back, but Champion is really important because it's storing enough HP to be useful in combat. It's not like a wasted turn where you just give everybody just a few little ticks of health back with Strong. I just said I was going to be doing lots and lots of sucking out of magic, but ooh, 2 of them attacked. That's quite a lot of experience there. That was good. I'm glad that those guys stuck around to get killed. We got Zap. That's like the 8th time we've found that scroll, it feels like. Turn around. Turn around, bright eyes. Always try to sneak up on them. X magic. Another quick casting of Champion. The floor's pretty much empty, right? Yeah. 59, woo! Oh wait, I was thinking of 69. 59 is the sexiest number in the 50s. Ah, crap. And it used a bite attack, which wasn't much fun for me. Got a long robe, got a short robe. I like whiskey drink, I like a bulk drink. Oh, sorry. There's no more Chumbawamba, folks. I promise. Cause I'll get knocked down. Oh, I guess I didn't hold my promise for very long. Yes, you've got magic points. Thank you for having magic points that we can suck out of you. Excellent. Snuck up on them. This is making me confident to the point where I might absorb some magic rather than killing these guys as quickly as possible, which is what I probably should be doing, considering how much damage Hedoras can do. That all worked out fine. It's Venus Flytrap, the nighttime DJ at WKRP. Crap. This isn't good. Don't want him being confused and hitting us. Took a lot of HP off of him, though. I was kind of hoping Maxim wouldn't hit quite that hard. Pounder Rod. Hey baby, you want to check out my Pounder Rod? It's euphemism for penis. It's a really weak, bad euphemism for penis, but the old man calls it his combat rod. Oh, so you don't use that for sync point. I was completely off. So Level 60, baby. Now we're into the 60s. Do you remember the 60s? What? Oh, I think it's the 50s. When Emperor Claudius died. The Apostle Paul traveled to Greece. Now I got Mystery Science Theater on the brain. I could be watching that instead of recording this. I could be watching that while playing through the ancient cave, trying to find the Iris treasures. As long as I wasn't recording, I could just have Mystery Science Theater going in the background. But no. For you, for the love of my fans, I am actually recording this crap. It also means I can't use save states to make it really safe and... Hey, it's the red dragon! You don't know what I'm doing? Well, that's because you haven't watched Let's Play Strider, like almost everyone else in the world. Now, let's kill off Salamander, who is of course the heroine of the popular Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. That's actually Salander. I don't even remember what her name is, but Fröken Salander or something. Fröken being a word that means miss in Swedish, but yeah, I forget what her first name is. It's all Nordic. Interesting books, but they insist on giving all these Swedish characters Swedish names so that you can't remember who's who, because names that are not from America are hard. It is actually kind of interesting, folks, because it takes like the mythical land of Sweden, where like Thor and the Norse gods were at, but it's supposed to, okay, let's say, just for sake of argument, let's pretend for a moment that Sweden is a real country. So they take like Sweden, they transport it to modern days, and now it's full of people who work like office jobs and like kind of normal people. Then like they sort of give us a what if scenario. What if like a crime was committed in the mystical land of Sweden, except that Sweden has become a real place, and there's like cops and journalists and stuff. It's interesting. So if you like science fantasy fiction stuff, but you like it to have kind of a realistic portrayal, then a book that takes the science fantasy land of Sweden and makes it kind of like a real country might be right up your alley. So I'm having way too much fun with that. I don't know how I can sneak up on these guys. Oh, these guys are a pain in the ass too. One of you guys has a fire sword, don't you? Yeah, you're not going to be able to hurt them at all. But we've got Ice Valk. Yeah, that's a good spell to use against these guys. She may be better off just killing them one at a time with Fatal Pick, but we'll go ahead and use Ice Valk on all of them and see if that does the trick. It's a pretty good start. There we go. I like that approach. Let's use that against those guys from now on. Hi, Magic. How you doing? Ow. What's the word? Firebird? Konnichiwa, Magic. Dozo Yoroshika. Alrighty. Oh, basilisks. These guys turn you into stone, except I don't think that is a status in this game, so that's probably just as well for us. No, they don't have magic. I think I established that in the last video and just forgot. You'll notice I'm not cutting the vines on the walls. I've never noticed a hidden door in the ancient cave. Never. Been through the ancient cave a lot of times, never seen one of those. Pretty sure they just do not happen. Ah, a purple treasure chest. Whatever's in here, folks, we actually get to take it with us outside. So let's hope it's something we don't already have 30 of. The Gloom Jewel. I'm sure I've already got at least one Gloom Jewel. And jewels in general just don't do a whole lot for me, because yeah, that's like my third Gloom Jewel. So really would like to see the Iris treasures. There's like 2 left. And then the final Iris treasure isn't really an item you can get. It's sort of a token reward thing you get for beating the boss down here. But yeah, getting the Iris treasures would be nice, game. Yeah, feeling pretty confident. Now that confidence, we haven't really reached the very worst parts of the ancient cave yet, but... Courage! Put 'em up, put 'em up! Hey, Snow Gas and Warm Eye. Oddly named enemies galore. I really don't understand what's supposed to be going on with an enemy called Warm Eye. Snow Gas is confusing enough. Warm Eye is even worse somehow. And somebody used Ice Fog, and now he's using Hold Gaze, which I think petrifies you. That is the effect, by the way, that we thought would lead to the Sleepy Eyes stat attack. Flash ran away. Flash! Ah, you're a singing coward! Flash! Ah, you failed every one of us! You failed every one of us! Every one of us! Yay, bolt attack. Generally, I don't like seeing that as much as I like the it healing us, but the bolt attack is still pretty good. Really use Firebird as a spell now. I was complaining before that the attack magic's not that useful, and before you get absorbed, they're useless in the ancient cave, but once you do have absorb, it's kind of nice to have a high-end attack magic for each element. I don't know if these guys are weak against fire, but I do tend to think that anything that isn't like literally a sort of like anthropomorphic representation of living fire really should be impacted by fire to some extent. I mean, everything burns. Reminds me, I recently watched at our little movie night here at the camp, we watched the remake or prequel or whatever it is, the new version of The Thing. I'd never seen the original movie. Apparently it's like pretty good, pretty scary. It's old school sci-fi where the evil alien presence can look like any one of us. Any one of us could be the enemy. Kind of, it's traditional in film interpretation to call these Cold War paranoia stories, though I don't think it's fair to say that every single one of them is like just flat out communist bashers writing short stories. But in this new version, the thing is like from an alien planet because it's got like a spaceship that comes to Earth, and it's like super technologically advanced. But when you see the thing itself, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything. If you really want to see that movie, don't fast forward a couple minutes. But fairly early in the movie, we get our first view of what the monster is, and it's like an alien monster, and it's basically like a human, and it takes the form of a human, but it's like its head splits and it has like tentacles and shit come out. It's just it's a human that suddenly transforms into this horrific monster, and it's hold on a second, folks. I am going to be right back. I'm going to have to edit something out of this now, so let me just, oh, I just lost my internet connection. Alright, well, hold on, folks. I'm gonna edit something out, but I'll be right back with you. So let me put it on a screen that I wouldn't normally use so that I'll recognize that this is not scenario item. Okay, hold on, folks. Alright, folks, I'm back. I sure hope I remember to edit this out, because that was like 15 plus minutes. Got an IM from somebody who just left theater and is back in Conus, and he's a good friend while I was here. He really helped me get settled in. I couldn't kind of just blow him off. So, but yeah, why does this stuff keep happening when I'm recording? It's after business hours. Of course, it is business hours where he is because of the time zone difference, but that's the thing about being over here, folks. You're on call 24/7. Anyway, I had no intention of talking about Afghanistan. If I was going to do it, I might as well do it in these videos, then there won't be that many people seeing it, and they ones who are will be my most die-hard loyalist fans, but oh, man, I thought we were more or less done. Sorry. See if I can politely chat with him very sporadically while I do this, and if that doesn't work, might just have to call this one a short video. I really wanted to keep these uniform in length. Of course, the first two have both gone well over an hour, which is what the prescribed length was going to be, but I was consistently going over an hour, so I don't know. Down at dungeon level 63. I was also really hoping to finish the ancient cave tonight. It's already like 9 o'clock at night over here. Found a rapier. And they've confused my character who has the power to kill everyone. Luckily, she's chosen to use that power against the enemy, so I'm quite happy with that. Type up something else to this guy. Alrighty, sorry about that, folks. Let's keep going here. We established there's nothing going on around here, okay. See, this chest here might be the iris treasure. It's an aqua whip, but it could have been the iris treasure. You really just can't skip stuff. It's kind of annoying in a way. The game kind of locks you into checking everything in the ancient cave. Eyeballs! Ooh, scary. Oh, I hate it when there's big groups of eyeballs. That'd be my new quote. Of course, these are warm eyes, so maybe they'll really hate ice magic. Let's find out. 100-something damage each, really not that impressive. Oh, and they're sucking out all of Maxim's magic, literally all of it. That sucks. It costs 1 MP to use Absorb. Oh, you guys are bastards. That did like nothing. There is no MP restoring thing that our familiar does either. It does some handy stuff, but it's not going to restore MP. So, if I'm going to get anything out of Maxim on the magic front, I'm going to need to use an item to give him just a little more power potions. Pow, power potion, pow, power potion. Oh, I didn't mean to give 3 of them to him, but okay, whatever. If we get more of them, I will have to favor Dekar. Meanwhile, let's start dropping crap. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have dropped the Pounder Rod. Dark Fruit is actually what we would need to give Dark Fruit, the famous product from that one episode of Sailor Moon, is what we would need to give to my capsule monster to get it into its 5th, like, mystery secret form. But as I mentioned before, the mystery secret form actually isn't even as good as the 4th form. Okay, doing another little message here, and getting back to my LP. I'm trying to like juggle way too much stuff here. But yeah, we were going to X Magic restores MP. There. Now he can actually has enough to cast Absorb if I go up against enemies that have MP. Keeping Maxim MP'd up is much more difficult than Salon. She has much higher magic stat, which means that, yeah, she can suck out huge amounts of magic, and he's just going to suck out a little bit at a time. And we will come across quite a few different enemies who will take your magic away from you before this is all over. I'm pretty sure we established that basilisks don't have any MP for you to steal. Let's go ahead and get Salon to cast Champion again. We're looking for the stairs down at this point, yeah. These guys probably have magic. Yeah, white dragons, I'm almost positive they do, because I'm pretty sure they use an ice magic spell against you. I know these ice magic attacks may not be considered a magical spell. Ah, that sucks. He's going to be very slowly sucking magic out of these things or out of various enemies for the rest of the ancient cave if it comes to it. Oh well. Slowly rebuild his magic. Or the other thing is we can just forget about him having magic and just declare it a lost cause. Oh, I meant to make him... Oh, crap. This has just not gone right. I meant to make him absorb and her attack, and somehow it hasn't gone according to plan. And these golden golem guys are a real pain in the ass. I don't know what you're supposed to do to kill them effectively, but they seem to have super high defense against everything. Let's see if they have MP just for future reference. I missed with the fatal attack thing. Don't tell me they're supposed to be undead. They do have attacks that hit all party members too, which sucks. We won't be seeing them in this round, but the bastard is going to survive into the next round. There we go. And they appear to have low enough magic or intelligence score that Maxim was able to steal a decent amount of magic from them, so that's good. This actually has gone pretty well. Yeah, alright, so that wasn't too bad at all. But I do remember them being a real potential... What? No, I meant to spread it out, yeah. They are a potential pain in the butt enemy. We got in first, which is good. Excellent. Textbook use of the old... Ooh, they really zoom right in towards it, don't they? Okay, so we want to take these guys out as fast as we can, because we know that they're going to suck out Maxim's magic and Salon's magic. If we're not careful and they get you all the way down to 0 magic, as you've seen, you can't just absorb it back. I'm not too worried if they do it on her. Intelligence seems to affect how much magic you lose, because it's very hard for them to drain an effective amount of her magic. She's down to less than half now, but had Maxim been hit with that spell twice, he would be completely drained. Oh, he saw us, but then he lost us behind the treasure chest. Doing a lot of damage, isn't he? Alright. I'd be much more stressed out about fights like that if I didn't have Champion and Absorb. Backing me up. They're in my corner. They're my bros and my buddies. Brocephus. I've got another IM from somebody who's back in Conus. So, one of the IM's conversations seems to have tapered off a bit, but somebody just randomly IM'd me. It's like, don't you realize it's like 9 o'clock at night where I'm at? I probably need to politely extricate myself from these conversations and log off if I really have any intention of finishing this video and doing another one. It's getting silly. I do apologize, folks. Go ahead and I might as well tell you guys about this too while I'm telling you. I'm going home in August. I've got an R&R in England in a month, and then I'm revealing all sorts of secrets to everyone. Shuge Leon's got fewer secrets than me, folks. Although his are actually a lot more interesting.
Sorry. Asking this guy if he got a car with his Afghanistan money. Since you don't know who he is, I can probably safely vouchsafe his answer. And then get back to my freaking LP I'm supposed to be doing here. I was really intent on making sure I made really good time, because I felt like in my first video of the Ancient Cave run I made pretty good time. In the second video I wasn't quite as efficient with the time somehow, so I wanted to really push it and see if I could get up to level 75, and that way I'd know that like 4 videos of an hour plus would be sufficient to get this done. But I have no idea what level I'm on now, and I definitely not definitely not making a great time here. 65, I'm like 10 levels behind where I wanted to be. Damn it. Oh, you bastard. Well, it looks like there's another entrance to that room down here. We can probably sneak up on him from over here now. Really screw with his head. But how can you see us? Oh, there's only one of them. Should have made Salon absorb magic from him, probably. Because you do have to like handpick the enemies that are not dangerous enough to worry about. Sphinx can confuse you, but I don't remember them as being enemies that I was terrified of during previous Ancient Cave runs. And she can get so much back in one shot that it's quite efficient to regain your magic. But as you saw, she confused Dekar, and that could have been a bad scene. Okay, he got the car, but he didn't bother to tell me what kind of car it was. Let me ask that, in, you know, polite interest. Wow, okay, so we are in a treasure room, that's always nice. Now you can absorb from multiple targets, which is kind of neat. Generally it doesn't get you any more magic than you get from absorbing from one target, but in her case, she could absorb a lot more magic on that turn than she actually needed to fill up her meter, but they're using the Sleepy Eye attack, which I keep fast-forwarding through, even though it has an awesome sound and animation. Alright, so that's... Ooh, no! Okay, I'm alright, but... gotta be careful with just taking careless steps and having stuff run into you from the side where they could potentially surprise you. That really didn't do a whole lot of good against them, did it? These guys have an attack called 10-legger, which hits all party members. Does pretty decent physical damage. It can get pretty ugly. I'm probably going to heal in the next turn to be safe. Yeah, see how look at how much damage they did overall as a group there. This is where champion makes a huge difference as far as me not freaking the fuck out and trying to run. dude went to Afghanistan for a year, came back, bought himself a BMW 7 Series. Nice. I don't think I'm gonna blow all my money on a car, but it's awfully tempting. Etiquette question. I just asked him what it set him back. I don't know if that's a rude question, but considering that it's a BMW 7 Series, I think it's understood that it's a pretty expensive car. Out of the frying pan, into the warm eye. A zircon plate, that might be better than something that somebody's already using. Well, first of all, let's see if he can wear it. No. Damn, he's still got cloth armor. I've almost certainly thrown away better armor that he could use. Oh, zircon plate's for her. It's for the ladies. Slightly better than Rus armor. Rus armor has a better power, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm less worried about her IP than I am about making sure that I skipped through the awesome... well, bolt attack will finish him anyway. Sleepy eye attack animation again. The, what was I saying? Well, nothing to do with these guys except just hack at them and hope for the best, because it doesn't seem like any of the magic I have is really working that well. Did it again. Oh, I guess to be on the safe side, I can heal everybody up. And then he'll come along and heal everybody, so that it was a waste, but still, it's fine. And you're sucking out magic because you're a piece of crap, and that's what I forgot. The reason I like to kill you guys quickly, so that you don't do that to Maxim and take away all of his freaking magic. I'm not getting an answer on my question about how much the car costs, so maybe I did commit a little social faux pas there. Ten-leggers, these guys are bastards too. Try Ice Bulk. It's a little bit better damage, I think, than we got from Bolt. Squid Ink confuses you. Why would it confuse you? Now, if we could have... I don't think this game has a blind status, so I guess we just get confused instead, but... to me, that didn't make a ton of sense. Oh well, this is a word. They do have magic. Remember that for getting Maxim's magic back, which we're going to have to start doing again, thanks to those bastard warm eyes. I didn't get credit for sneaking in behind them, which sucks for me a little bit. +100 damage, I guess that is something. Okay, now here's a moment of truth. Can you actually get any magic out of these bastards? Their parents were not married, folks. No! If he attacked one of them... Oh, I skipped holidays. I should have... Sleepy Eye attack. Maybe these were the guys who caused us to come up with the Sleepy Eye attack, because they are... flying eyeballs. If he did his attack on like one instead of a group, he'd probably have better results. But either way, these are not the guys against whom we farm MP. They'll take it back faster than you can steal up from them, at least if you're maxing. Okay. Use absorb. You can use absorb. And he'll use the Cold Stream Guards attack. And deal quite a bit of damage to Maxim, which is bad. Very bad, actually. Let's hope that she gets her turn before Maxim can get killed. Oh, fudge.
Please don't attack Maxim with this next thing. Oh, good. Okay, that worked pretty well. The light dress. A dress in which you can do light typing and filing. These are the good guys against whom to farm magic. That's right, because they seem to have a low enough intelligence score that you can actually steal it. Excellent, excellent. I think we might have gotten credit for getting in first this time. So it's kind of a crappy treasure room, lots of enemies, 4 chests, none of them contained anything really all that useful. I'm not getting any answers on my, I am, so I'll close the boat down. Which is good news for you, because it would have been distracting me immensely. Okay, wait till he turns. Oh no. There we go. Yeah! 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 Really figured out a spell that works good against them, so just hope that I can kill one of them with a fatal pick. Fatal pick screen pass. Oh, the gold dust attack. I was going to let you guys see that one in like regular speed. Well, I have to be conservative here and keep everyone alive, which means that the battle will take a little bit longer. You might get to see. It's actually called Golden Mist, but I like to think of this as the Gold Dust attack, which they will occasionally use. I'd like to see it once. This is when I'm not frame skipping, so you guys can see it. There we go. Remember the name. Gold Dust. Now I never want to see it again because it does a lot of damage. But these are 4 guys, well, 3 guys and a girl, wearing very good armor and equipment. And look how much damage that did. I mean, you've got to remember, it's being spread across 4 people, which for most magic attacks, like, greatly diminishes the effectiveness. That still put Deckard in pretty bad shape. Antidote. And they're tough to kill. All in all, they're just kind of a nasty enemy. But we will endure, folks. I really need to get moving. I don't know what level I'm on, but I think I've pretty much decided I'm going to cut this video when I get to level 75. I'm only at 66, so crap, I might have to give up on that dream. Get a couple of short levels in here. I already got some short levels, and this video is still really long. We're not even at an hour yet. I've got to remember to take out the time that I'm going to cut out of this from that first instant message conversation. Squids. Ancient Cave, the Squids territory, or turf. 10-legger attack. Nasty business, folks. Fight against the squid. A big group of the squids can be nasty, brutish, and short. So I'm torn between showing you these fights at full speed so you can kind of get a sense for how close you actually do come to getting killed in some of these ancient cave battles, or frame skipping through just to keep things moving. As you can tell, I'm leaning towards frame skipping. Sphinx, better to get the jump on them. Doesn't seem to be moving at all here. Turn around. Fine, it's not going to turn around. Turn around, brother.
these treasures so far. If you haven't worked it out yet, or if I haven't explained it yet, the whole thing with me waving my sword around a few times, that does trigger them to act without making you take a step. So enemies like those golems, I don't think I'd explained it. Their movement pattern is that they are supposed to be scanning the room, searching. Which is why you'll notice that they keep turning in each cardinal direction in series. They like make a sort of counterclockwise sweep. North, east, south, west. So if you keep swinging your sword around so that they're kind of like facing, not necessarily directly away from you and then you dash towards them, but maybe they're going to turn there next, so that by the time you finish stepping towards them, they've turned that way, then you can get the jump on them. And again, I might be being overly cautious. I've got Absorb, I've got Champion. All I need to do is not get killed in any individual fight, and I'm in good shape. But, it's much more important in the Ancient Cave than in the regular game to just be careful about making sure that you don't get snuck up on by enemies. Then you always have the jump on them. Get a turn's worth of damage in before they get to act, eliminate the most threatening of the enemies, or if you can't eliminate the most threatening one in one turn, then maybe take care of something that you can kill in the first turn just to escape from the damage. These strategies just matter a lot more. These are the strategies of Jules Leon. There, I got the jump on them. I got two different whole party, enemy party attack spells in, which weakened them up to the point where I could finish them off. And it was good. I approve. These guys are actually not all that dangerous, I don't think, so I can probably take some turns sucking some magic out of them before I start attacking all out. Excellent. If we've got better armor for Maxim yet. You can't wear the silver robe because it just makes you look silly. Not that anyone else can wear the silver robe and not look silly, but apparently I'm sure there's another party member who's allowed to equip it. Oh, I'll do the same thing even though it's time using a lot of magic. Much more worried about that with Maxim than I am with Salon. Salon can just steal the magic back, no problem. And when you're stealing magic from them, it appears that enemies have an infinite supply. You can steal as much, if an enemy has any MP at all, you can steal as much as from it as your intelligence score and their intelligence score between them will allow. But like, you're not going to encounter an enemy with 30 MP, Salon steals 30 and Maxim can't steal any on his turn. It appears that the well is bottomless. Once the game is established that they have MP to steal at all, it doesn't seem to track how much you've already stolen. Which is, you know, a bit of a flaw in the game, but something that you can exploit. It's a better job of tracking your MP. I think if enemies try to steal MP from you and you have none, they don't get MP. But they also don't appear to need MP to cast spells. MP seems to be, for the enemies, purely illusory. Now let's kill the leech first because they're really dangerous enemies. They have automatic death spells. And we're getting into the nitty-gritty of this thing, folks. What do we want to do here with her turn? There's really not much she can do that's going to be of any use. Because she can't hit them with her... Oh no, I'm facing the wrong way, I'm going to get surprised. Oh, this is bad. They lowered the defense, and they're casting all sorts of stuff, they're poisoning us. No automatic death spell from Leech, so that's good. This is a bad scene, folks. But managed to salvage it thanks to Champion. Poison on Dekar. Another round of Champion to be at the safe side. and you turned around at the last possible second when I thought I was going to get a really good opportunity to steal lots of magic with no risk. Instead, I'm going to have to cast Champion on the next turn, because you're bastards. Yay! We are winning because we are awesome. We are better than this game, which is not alive and should not really be able to outthink us. Damn, man, those guys are one of the potential game overs. Because they all do one of their best multi-target attack things. Fireball, good. That's a good... It's not the very best fire elemental spell, but it's stronger than anything that we had. Deckard Blade. Deckard Blade's an interesting one. Not as good in terms of raw attack power as what he's already using. However, Fatal Blow, reduce enemy HP by 1/2. Excellent. I'm pretty sure it can miss against bosses, though. And I won't be using it at all, because we're not going to use it against the final boss, and I'm not going to be using IP attack powers of Deckard's against anyone except for the final boss of this dungeon. But conceptually, it's pretty cool. Almost screwed that up. Got in first, even though I kind of slightly mistimed it. Didn't get in there with its back to me. And used the Ghost attack. Oh no, not the mind god. Please don't surprise attack. They surprise attacked. Oh, crap. This... Oh, that was so bad. Oosh. It's tempting to make a save state here. This is ugly. Just in case Salon gets wiped out, I'm going to make Maxim use Champion. They are going to get their attacks before any of us get to go. Don't use Coldstream. Oh good, they didn't use Coldstream. Did one of them not even attack? Or did I just like frame skip right through a physical attack turn? I must have done that. That... I was begging for my game to be ended there. I really was. I mean, you saw how much damage they can do in a turn if they all use Coldstream or Ice Bulk. And they got 2 sets of turns in before I could do anything, because I screwed up the approach, and they managed to surprise attack me. So I'm pretty lucky to have gotten out of that live. That's more like it. That's textbook. See, and this is the kind of precision timing you really don't have to. You don't have to be this careful or this good when you're playing the normal story mode. And now I'm just like being mean to Eltiri, but when I watched him play through this, like he was getting like surprise attacked by monsters all the time because he was just kind of walking through the dungeon, not being that careful. And it was no big deal. You can recover from it, even if a battle goes badly. You can just, you know, take care of it in the next round, or the next, you know, as soon as you get out of the battle, you're fine. But man, the Ancient Cave, you just got to be a lot more careful. And I tend to be in the story mode generally more careful and using items to stun enemies more often than you need to, just because I'm used to doing Ancient Cave runs, where it's really important. Found Trident. So now I'll have really fresh breath. I hate these guys. Tuxedo Mask. I hate this guy. No, Fireball really isn't that good of a spell at all. Oh no, she's confused. Suxors. Now they're sucking out magic from Maxim. Assholes. Please don't kill us, Salon. Okay, shouldn't kill us. It's hard to sneak up on these guys sometimes because it's really hard to figure out. I've never quite figured out what their movement pattern is, if they've even got one. It seems pretty random. They don't really seem to react to you in particular. Oh yeah, it's just not enough. Oh
I'll wait until some other enemy comes along and try to drain magic out of them. 19 magic a pop, and extending a battle with black dragons is not a good idea. Iris treasure, folks. I would really, truly... like to get an iris treasure. Mega Cyclopses. These are just Cyclopses with loads of hit points. Should have made Maximum Steel Magic from them in the first round. I forgot. If I recall correctly, we gave too many of these to Dekar, not enough to Guy, so it's Guy's turn to get some... No, other way around. Dekar's turn to get one of these. Then we should be back on track. It's alternating from now on. Next one will go to Dekar, then to Guy. I mean, from now, like after this next one goes to Dekar, we'll start alternating. Yeah, you know how that. Oh, what level am I on? I wanted to get to 75 and then end the video. 70. Well, we're close. Maybe these next ones will be short. Nasty, brutish, and short. Well, so far, so good. Only one exit from this place. I am tired of this. Where is the exit to this place? Something somebody I knew in high school said once in an accent. There's no reason you would know that. Insular references, folks. Okay, not really enough magic to make it worthwhile. Guy is alive, barely. I think he hit himself while he was confused. But because I insist on using frame skip to make this video move faster, I really didn't keep track. These are an interesting enemy. This is a boss from a much later level of the game that doesn't attack. It just summons enemies to fight you. Oh, apparently I can't absorb from it though, and it's dead. I was going to show off like the weirdness of fighting those guys, but the battle ended too fast. Bolt attack appears to kill it in one shot. That's like an enemy, and it's like an enemy boss. And it's like the wimpiest, stupidest boss in the game. You'll be seeing it when we get back to the main story. But there are tactics for the ancient cave based around the idea of like experience farming against this guy, because it keeps summoning enemies. Everything I read suggests that it's really not worth the time and energy it would take. But it's kind of amazing that it just kind of sits there and summons enemies and never attacks you. So if you just kill every enemy it summons quickly, you can, you know, keep farming experience. Which is, of course, only useful to you in the ancient cave. You don't get to keep whatever you gain. But it's like, you know, if you're really intent on getting to the bottom of the ancient cave, it's a way to do it. JG 71 purple chest. It's GoldenEye. That may actually be better than what I've got some of these guys equipped with. It's probably better than Silvereye. It is GoldenEye after all. The Eye of the Golden Dragon, the Stardust Blow. It takes her agility down by 20, her intelligence down by 20, and her guts down by 20. Boosts attack by 40, defense by 20, and strength by 20. This would be a really good item for somebody else. What she's got now boosts intelligence, which is probably more important. Yeah, this would be better. We're always expecting him to go last on any given turn, so I've given up on getting his agility high. Getting his attack and defense up is important. Matter of fact, Black Eye might not be the best thing for him to be using. I didn't really go through this that carefully. And it looks like it probably is. Alright. Now that is, don't get me wrong, these are serious stat booster items. If this is my first run through the Ancient Cave, I'd be quite excited about getting something like that and adding it to my inventory. But as you can see, I've been through the Ancient Cave a ton of times trying to get all the Iris treasures, and I'm kind of done with it. Other than getting the Iris treasures, there's no other purpose for me being down here, except of course that I wanted to show you guys the Ancient Cave. Very good, very good. Grim Reaper enemies, Vortex,
Death Vortex. I'll show up Vortex. So you just do regular attacks that can poison or confuse you. Very annoying. Death Vortex. Not really that powerful, but that should finish him, because this guy has a holy elemental weapon. And apparently he's got higher agility right now than Maxim does. Ouch. Thank you, Dekar. Thank you so bloody much. Oh, well, it's gonna die when a guy attacks it. There's probably not much point in worrying about it before then. Oh, you fucker! That is no good at all. Alright, Dekar dies, he loses a little bit of experience. Not that big of a deal. What sucks about this is that means that we lose all of the IP that Dekar had. And like I said, folks, we desperately need to make sure that he has full IP by the time we get to the boss. Now, we've got many levels in which to get it back, but I'm always worried that we're not going to be able to reliably get IP back. They're going to keep attacking the wrong guys. They're going to attack guys who already have IP and not attack the ones that we need them to attack. They're going to kill guys again, like we're trying to let them attack Dekar and maybe let a battle linger in the hopes they'll attack Dekar and it'll end up getting somebody killed. Yeah. Crazy Blade. This, I'm not happy about that. The fact that Dekar died. Not happy about that. Ooh, it's glad to know you care, baby. Yeah, I don't really care about you personally, Dekar. It's just, I don't want you losing your IP powers. Oh, that hurts my feelings, baby. Well, you know, Dekar, don't worry about it. You got other friends. Oh, let's see. Losing my mind, folks. Losing my mind. Is that crystal rod or crystal robe? I really need to get some better armor for Maxim here. Get much better armor for Dekar. Well, that might be step one towards him not getting killed so easily. Yeah, after a while you just forget to occasionally try to upgrade your equipment. Oh, shoot. Actually, this is quite a safe group, because I don't know that there's room for them to summon anybody. There probably is. Oh, that's right, they don't have MP, I forgot. Did we just go down a level without meaning to? Crap! Losing more opportunities to, losing more opportunities to get that IP back for Dekar. Oh well. Oof. Almost wanted him way too close to that guy. Mega Cyclopses. You guys hit Dekar? Wish you would. Just punch him a couple times. Don't kill him, just rough him up. Dragon, good, that's the best of the water attack spells. Oh, I hate these guys too. There's different elemental genies. The problem with them is that they all use the absorb spell to suck magic away. Mostly for Maxim, because he's the one who'll have a really hard time getting it back. I just wandered right into them for some reason. But they do at least use relatively weak attack all spells, which means that they will very slowly, fighting these guys, will very slowly bring back Dekar's IP, which is important. We need to get his IP back before we get to the final boss, or I will be very put out. Dekar's death there might end up being a huge freaking deal. If we can't get his IP back, it'll be way harder to kill the final boss of this cave. And that's my biggest concern, is that I'm going to get to level 99 and blow that. I think you guys can forgive me if I save state before I face the final boss of the cave. You'll understand why it might be forgivable when you see the final boss. It seems like a real pussy move if I'm worried about being killed by the final boss. You'll understand. Eventually. Someday you'll understand. Well, I don't need to tell you now, it's never but soon. You better learn it fast, you better learn it young, 'cause someday it never comes. 74, we're almost ready to end this freaking video. Wimpy enemies for this point. Oh no. Can I lose you here somehow? Nope. Just gonna have to face him. Like I said, actually, these guys aren't too bad. As long as they don't suck out Maxim's magic, they're pretty good because they'll get Dekar's IP back. So maybe we should just he's gonna defend too. He's messing with us. This might cost Dekar all of his, or Maxim all of his MP if I keep playing with him like this, but I'm really hoping that he'll just use Ground Shock. Or Absorb against that guy. Other stupid attacks. Ground Shock, damn you. Or Absorb on Dekar. Used Absorb on Salon. I'm not worried about that. I just really wanted to use Ground Shock. There we go. I really don't need to be this worried about getting his IP back this soon, but... oh, fine. No, the strategy's working. I'm not going to abandon it out of simple impatience. This is like the most epic battle ever. That's exactly what I don't want to have start happening, of course. So he starts absorbing magic out of Maxim. But since that's really the only thing he can do that's bad, since his attack is actually beneficial, and he's going to do it again. No, never mind, that was me doing it to him. Earth Shock, damn you. Come on, we must kill Adric. You're wondering to yourself, how long is this going to go on? Well, apparently we couldn't get magic out of him that last time that Maxim tried to suck magic out of him, so maybe he does run out of magic after a while. If so, he can still use Ground Shock. Twice in a row now. I think we've now gotten enough out of him that we can be pretty sure it's going to work out. We'll be able to get half of an IP out of charge up back into Dekar before this is over. And if we need to, I can play that same game. Just get down to one enemy and just sort of crap. There we go. Oh, didn't quite work like I wanted it to, but the idea was fun. We would just forget about us and get his ass kicked when we came bursting through the door. He's like, hey, there's a guy right behind you! Didn't listen. You're not gonna get me the way you tricked my buddy. Well, maybe you will if I lose track of you in the treasure chest. We're hiding behind this tiny little treasure chest. You can't see us. He's a Cyclops, except he's clearly not when we get to this screen, but he was before, so... Plate armor. Oh, please be something Maxim can wear. Doesn't sound like something Maxim would be able to wear, but... oh, it is! Woohoo! Not that big of an improvement, but it's something. Myth Blade. It's a mystical blade which doesn't actually work. It only works in myth. It has the same power as the Sky Sword. A mythical sword which has an extremely high level of attack power. Reduces enemy HP by 1/4. Ouch. Not quite as good as Dekar Blade, its IP power, but pretty close. Again, though, I don't think it's going to work on the final boss. I might do a save state and try it out on him, though. But I think I'll beat him with a Gades Blade just to make sure that I can, and then I might load a state in which I try a different approach just to see if it'll work. Level 75. I said when I reached 75 we would quit. I'm going to go ahead and get to 77 or 76 just to prove to myself that we've gotten more than 3/4 of the way through. So one more level. That way I can... Oof. We're about to get our first encounter with one of my very least favorite enemies in the Ancient Cave. The Archfiend. I remember telling Bobo the Vulture years ago, I played this game late into the night and got killed by Archfiends, and I had this memory of this being this really cool and badass, scary looking monster. But that was because I was like, it was really late at night and I was like, had no sleep. Because when you look at them here, they're clearly not all that badass looking. They're just kind of like cartoony guy. I mean, by the standards of this game, it's actually pretty impressive and scary enemy sprite, but not like nightmare fodder like I was making it out to be. And it got killed before it could do anything. Excellent. I have no issues whatsoever with that happening every time we run into those guys. They get to attack you several times per turn. They have some really powerful magic spells. They are bad news. Golden Silk. I also need to cut off this video because I just really need to go to the bathroom at this point. Bright Armor. That one might be something Maxim can wear. Let's see. Yes, it is. It improves his defense. And it cures people pretty well. Alright, well everybody's got some pretty good gear. Hopefully we won't run out of inventory space, because I've now totally lost track of what is and isn't stuff we've gotten in the Ancient Cave. Excuse me. What are these guys? Hopefully it's only one. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. There's these guys called Ice Rogues. They're the Ice Rogues! We shot Cyrus! But they're gonna, like, show up and have the same sprite on the map screen as the Archfiends, and I'll get really nervous and worried when I see them. And then they're actually, like, complete pussies. They're really no threat at all. So when you see them, it's like a pleasant surprise, because you thought you were gonna have to deal with Archfiends, and although you haven't seen it yet, because we got lucky and he got killed by Salon and, like Fatal Pick before he could act, they can deal out hellacious damage. Hellacious. JG, get a grip, man. Alright, let's go ahead and cure up before we face another one of these guys. I hope it's just a nice... It's not. It's a little bit slower than the Lich, which is why it hasn't been able to get a turn yet. And again, I have no problem with that. High potion. Alright. And that's another level clear. Which means that we're ready to end the video. When we come back, folks, I'm guessing that in another video of approximately this length, we should finally finish with the Ancient Cave. At least you'll be finished with it. If I don't find those two Iris treasures, I may have to come back. But I won't subject you to that, folks. Anyway, you can come back even after you defeat the final boss of the Ancient Cave. You can keep coming back over and over until you're completely sick of it. This has been the Mysterious JG. I hope you're not completely sick of it yet, but I've got one more video of this before we get back to the main plot. I'll see you for that next time, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.